What's up guys, not Super Mario here and welcome to today's video. The time is here to rank the movies from my favorite franchise ever made. Yes, Harry Potter franchise. Harry Potter is the reason why I want to be a filmmaker, why I want to be director of movies, screenwriter and all of the other aspects of filmmaking, because this is my childhood. This is my childhood. I was 6 years old when the first Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, whatever country you're in, has come out, and I was taken to the theater by my parents and we watched it together and I was blown away by it. And yes, I will admit I'm not a true fan of Harry Potter because I haven't read all the books. I've read only 4 of them. So all the comments, you can slate me already for not reading the books and I am not a real fan, but I don't fucking care. I love Harry Potter. I watched every single part of the Harry Potter movies probably 100 times. I know them word by word, and I also included Fantastic Beasts movies because they are in the Harry Potter universe and I think they deserve to be ranked with the Harry Potter franchise because they're part of it. So without further ado, let's do it. So first movie, of course, it's gonna be Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone. I mean, I don't know why that was changed. I think J.K. Rowling didn't actually know how to title the book as well, and she titled it twice. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments down below if you know what was the reason behind it. It came out in 2001, and all the Harry Potter movies pretty much are kind of long. But I didn't care. Harry Potter 1 started my love for movies, even though I would say that Lion King, but I didn't see it in the theater because it came out the year that I was born, so I couldn't see it in 1995. But Harry Potter really started the spark for love of movies. So, but I have to be honest and be realistic about it. Even though I love the first movie and I rewatched it 100 freaking times, I wouldn't put it in the S tier. At the end of the day, I would put all the Harry Potter movies in the S tier because I love them all. But to be realistic and to judge a movie, I think it's a really great origin story, really great introduction to the characters. I mean, there's a lot of characters in all the Harry Potter movies, of course. And it's really nice to see how Harry Potter becomes a part of this wizarding world, because he doesn't know anything at the beginning, of course, and the way his enthusiasm about this world is shown, it makes you feel like you are the part of it. And yes, there are some CGI parts that doesn't hold up really well, especially the troll part, and the key part when they are chasing the key to open the door to that to the chess part, and you know what I'm talking about. So I will put it into B. Yes, I'm probably gonna upset a lot of people about this, but I think when you see it so many times, and I'm not just judging this the way the filmmaking, but how much I love it in the whole franchise. Like I said, I would put them all in S. This is a really hard ranking for me to do because I love them all, but I think I will be truthful to myself and to the Harry Potter franchise if I put them in the brackets that I think they deserve to be. So B, I think, is a perfect spot for the first Harry Potter. Second, of course, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I think, if I'm correct, the longest Harry Potter movie, and it kinda shows. This movie also has one of the worst CGI sequences from the early 2000s. The whole Quidditch thing kinda looked like PlayStation 1, and I know the CGI wasn't as developed then as it is now, but if you look at the movies from the 80s, 90s, even 70s that made a lot of CGI stuff look much better than that Quidditch sequence. So that was kind of iffy. Also, it shows how long it is. It really shows, kind of drags. It's probably the most unrewatchable Harry Potter movies in my opinion. Still like it, of course. I love the basilisk part. I loved how the dynamics are, how characters are developing, getting to know each other even more. The friendship is blossoming. I love it, and I love how Snape is involved in this one as well. Gilderoy Lockhart part was kind of fun, but when I was younger, but when you rewatch it, it's kind of ridiculous. Even though I think Kenneth Branagh did a really good job at it, but when you rewatch this movie, it's kind of over the top, but when you're a kid it really works. So I will say that Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets isn't my favorite, so I will put it in C. Yeah, I think because it's a bit too long, at times kind of ridiculous, C is the best place for it. Next one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Probably the one that kinda saved this franchise going forward. First of all, new director. First two movies were directed by Chris Columbus. Now this one is Alfonso Cuarón, who is an amazing filmmaker and took this franchise into completely different looking franchise. I mean, this is probably out of the Harry Potter movies most liked movie from like the majority of people, because it took characters in a completely different way, in a different style. I think he made something that was really unique and it separated itself from the first two movies. We were introduced to Sirius Black, which was incredible, going from villain and somebody that you hate, from somebody that you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to this guy? This is amazing. Gary Oldman did an amazing job, and the character goes through so much development from hating it to loving it. And this is, I think, if I'm correct, probably I am because I watched this movie so many times, the only movie that Voldemort is not mentioned once. I think it really centers Harry Potter, Sirius Black. Well, I think it's mentioned that Sirius Black was like Voldemort's puppet, and actually it wasn't. All of those stuff, but I still, it's not, Voldemort is not the main thing of this movie. Like, he's far, far away from it. But so many new characters introduced. Lupin, one of my favorite characters in Harry Potter franchise. The red guy that I always forget his name. I mean, his name, I don't know why, but I just always forget it. The werewolf part, the time travel was very uniquely used and very well done, because, you know, time travel is a risky thing to do in movies because most of the times it doesn't make any sense. They did it really well. I love this movie. Alfonso Cuarón did his style is incredible and it really works well with this movie. So this movie for me is an easy S Harry Potter movie. Easy as. That sounded weird, but you know, it's super delicious, very rewatchable, amazing story, amazing style, great characters, new characters. I love it. Next one, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, or as I call it, Harry Potter and the weird looking hair throughout throughout the movie. I love this part just because I love the Olympic Games plot. Triwizard, Mad-Eye Moody is incredible, even though David Tennant is pretty much him the whole movie. I like the twist. I like the addition of other schools, Ilvermorny and not Ilvermorny. That one is not. That's in Fantastic Beasts. The Ukrainian one, Bulgarian one. I'm sorry, where Victor Krum is in it, and the French one. Even though I I was learning French in high school. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I really like the concept of this Triwizard tournament. I like that now Harry Potter has evolved, and from being a kid, and now he's a teenager, and we get some love triangle dramas and all those stuff, which really works well. Hermione and Ron, teenager love drama as well. So that was really nice, and we finally get to see Voldemort in his full form. That graveyard scene is incredible. We are now in this movie also is confirmed that Lucius Malfoy is a Death Eater, and a lot of others as well, like Crabbe Goyle, all of those bad guys that Harry Potter is going to school with, or at least their parents are Death Eaters. I love this one. I love how dynamic it is, how much different things are happening. I mean, the dragon part, then you've got the underwater part, then the maze, creepy ones. This one has a lot of different thematics and styles and like feelings. You've got some horror, some thriller, some drama, some fun stuff. This one is all over the place I mean it in like a good way, because it shows a lot of what is happening in high school, but when you add magic to it, something like that would happen. You've got teenage drama. I love this one. I'm rambling too much, but I really do love this one. Do I love it as much as Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban? I will say yes, because this is probably one of my favorite ones. So S, I'm sorry. S. Why I'm saying sorry? I'm not sorry. It's awesome. Next one is Harry Potter and Order of the Phoenix. Order of the Phoenix. I don't know what I'm talking about. So after the fourth one, where, of course, at the end, Robert Pattinson is killed, or Cedric Diggory, his name is in the movie. In this one, we see the emo side of Harry Potter, because nobody believes him or Dumbledore that what happened at the end of Triwizard Tournament actually happened. This one as well, again, we've got to see this Order of Phoenix, which is a secret society that Dumbledore created to fight Voldemort in the first time, and now he's bringing them back for the second time, because now we know Voldemort is back. I like that. The one thing that I didn't like, I mean, it kind of took a long time that Harry Potter kind of realizes that this emo set thing is not good. It gives us another layer of Harry Potter, which I liked, but it kind of dragged a bit, and I was like, come on, Harry, you've got amazing friends that are gonna help you. You've got this Order of Phoenix people. Sirius Black is in it, Lupin, Mad-Eye Moody, even Severus Snape, who nobody likes, and I didn't like him until the last part, of course. I like this one. It has, in my opinion, the best Harry Potter duel or not Harry Potter, like the best magic fight in this franchise. Dumbledore and Voldemort fight in the Ministry of Magic is incredible. I would want more of that, because it was so epic. I mean, the fire, the water, the glass part. I mean, it was incredible to see two badass asses wizards fight each other. That was awesome to see. But I really like the whole development part of that. Nobody likes him. Harry Potter shuts himself down, doesn't trust anybody except Sirius, but Sirius tries to help him. We know what happened with Sirius. That is one of the saddest part of this franchise. I honestly cried the first time I saw it, and I cry a lot of times when I see this movie. It's really sad. It has epic moments. Like I said, the emo part kind of drags a bit for me, but I love this movie, and I will give it an A, because it has epic moments. It's incredible. And this is the first movie that is directed by David Yates, who directed from this one all the Harry Potter movies, also the Fantastic Beasts movies, and it's gonna direct more of Fantastic Beasts movies. So the third one, fourth one, fifth one, I don't know how many are they gonna do. Next one is Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince. This one is visually very different looking in my opinion, because it's graded in a way that it's very dark, very gritty, very black and white almost. Sometimes it feels like everything is in grayscale, which I like because it makes us feel in a way that nobody expects us to feel, but it's very quiet, very somber. Severus Snape is like has a big role in this one. Also, we find out about the Horcruxes and that we are trying to find them because this is the way the Voldemort is gonna be killed. A lot of Voldemort is bringing back a lot of stuff, a lot of people back, like growing his army. And this one also has what was I trying to say? I honestly didn't. I honestly lost my train of thoughts. I don't know. Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince, very different looking from the previous movies, and I like it for that. I like the Severus Snape Harry Potter feel. I think it's really awesome. Of course, another setting happens in this one because our Dumbledore goes away. Yeah, and it's killed by Severus Snape, and I was like, what? I mean, what the actual heck? And by that time, I haven't read any of the books when this came out. So I was like, what? I mean, yes, I hated you, but you kind of helped everybody and you were in love with Lily. So why the frick would you do that? Everything gets explained in the last two movies. But I was like, you son of a bitch. But when I look back at it, and when I saw this movie like 50,000 times, I would put it next to the first one. It's not one of my favorites. Still awesome. I mean, this is so dumb. I should have put all of them in S, but it goes in B. I think it's a really good one. But if I look back at the other three that I put above, I think it deserves a spot in B. Next one is the first part of the last one, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This movie franchise actually started, let's say, a trend of separating the last part of a franchise into two parts. I mean, after this, Twilight did it, Hunger Games did it, probably there's some other. Well, Divergent tried to do it, but failed because the last two movies never came out. But this is probably the only franchise that actually successfully did it and didn't drag the franchise out with that decision, because Hunger Games last two parts kind of drag. Twilight, I don't even remember why they did it. But yeah, the first part of the last part is probably the most, let's say, dramatic. There's a lot of dialogue, not a lot is happening in a sense of big scope, big fights, but there's a lot of drama because does Harry Potter knows who Albus Dumbledore really was. There was a lot of parts from the book that they didn't put in this one because they thought it's gonna just drag like the whole movie, and I think they made a good decision. There are some stuff that I would put in as well, because I think movie audiences deserve to have that, especially all the Dumbledore stuff, but maybe we're gonna get more of that in Fantastic Beasts, who knows. But yeah, this one is the most dialogue-y one. So a lot of people, I remember in 2000, when it came out, 2010, were not as happy with it because it was very dialogue-y, but we had to find the Horcruxes. Why we should find the Horcruxes. Find the way how to destroy them. There was a lot of drama between Hermione, Ron, and Harry, because being stuck with the same people all the time and trying to find something, and like trying to stay away Voldemort and all of the Death Eaters, there's a lot of stress and people are under stress, and it shows in this movie. But some people were like, oh, it wasn't as epic, there was a lot of drama, blah, blah, blah. I like that. I think it showed how diverse this franchise is, because you've got first two movies that they're like very kid friendly, then you've got a third one that steps up like from out of nowhere with Alfonso Cuarón doing something that nobody expected. Then you've got like teenage parts like 4 and 5. Then you've got Harry Potter is pretty much an adult, and now he has to face the consequences of Voldemort's doing and try to find a way to destroy him, defeat him. So it's nice to see this progression of a character through 8 movies. But I will say Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1, I think it's really good. But I will put it into B as well. I think it maybe is a bit too long. At times kind of drags, and I would put different stuff from the book into this movie and take away something else. But I still think it's an amazing movie. And the last one in the Harry Potter franchise, even though we've got 2 more to rank, of course, Deathly Hallows Part 2. It will surprise you, and when I look back at the movies, this is actually the shortest Harry Potter movie, which is funny to say because it is the last conclusion of the epic saga of 7-8 movies. This one is perfect. I have no complaints. It is epic. It is a big conclusion. The fight, the search for Horcruxes. You see so many great characters die and you feel sad. You find some twists that you didn't expect. I mean, the Severus Snape stuff. Like I said, I haven't read all the books already, but till when this came out, I think I read only the first 3 books. After I watched this movie, I read the last book, so I was like, I didn't know the stuff about Severus. It surprised me. It even gave more depth to his character, which was incredible. You hate the character pretty much the first 7 movies, and the freaking reveal of it is incredible. Took me out of the blue. He was doing this because he loved his mother. And the only, let's say, 2 complaints that I have is the last fight between Voldemort and Harry Potter. It's not that it's anticlimactic, but it is 2 different colored lights, green and red, fighting each other. And I would prefer to have it like Dumbledore and Voldemort style, like they had in the Order of the Phoenix, because that was epic. I understand why they did it. It showed the contrast between good and bad. But imagine just twirling around those wands and doing some weird ass epic spells. That would be awesome to see. But I know why they did it. And the thing that is like at the end, the 14 years later, or is it 13? You can tell me in the comments down below. They had weird wigs. It looked kind of weird. It is in the book, but maybe you could leave that part out or just do it better. I don't know. When I look back at it, it was cringy a little bit because they look so weird. But I love this movie. It is a perfect conclusion. I have no complaints, like big complaints that I would say it destroys the movie. So it goes in S for sure. And now, Fantastic Beasts movies, the first one and the second one. This is a new franchise in an already existing universe. I was, of course, very thrilled to hear that more Harry Potter universe movies are coming out. And I will say I was pleasantly surprised by Fantastic Beasts. I will say it's really hard for me to be very objective about these movies because I love them so much. So maybe my ranking for Fantastic Beasts especially isn't the best representation of the movie itself, because I love this universe. But I like the new characters they introduced. I like that it stayed a bit connected to the Harry Potter. I mean, Dumbledore is mentioned, and you've got the Deathly Hallows mentioned. I love Colin Farrell. I mean, he was incredible in this movie. and I want to see where this franchise goes forward. But when I look back at it, and when I didn't rewatch this movie like 50,000 times. I watched this movie like 5 times maybe. I like it, and I know that the biggest problem people have with this movie, it doesn't feel like a Harry Potter movie, and this is the thing that I love about it. I know Harry Potter is a kid that goes through a lot, and it has this, let's say, joyful thing about it. And this movie doesn't have that because it's not about a kid or kids in general that go through school. It's adults that something happens and they try to fix it. So I didn't mind that, but I love how connected to the Harry Potter lore it is, and it makes Harry Potter fans happy, and it makes new people who watch these movies for the first time happy as well. But I will give it a C. I'm not saying it is bad or anything, but it's okay. I want to see more out of this franchise. And now, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, the second entry in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. This is gonna be the most controversial opinion on it. I like this more than Fantastic Beasts, the first one. First of all, but I can acknowledge and I understand every single thing that people say about this movie. It is convoluted. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. It has too many characters. Kind of the story is all over the place. But I will say one thing. This movie, unfortunately, is not made for new fans of Harry Potter. Because if you haven't seen a single Harry Potter movie, this movie doesn't make any sense to you. But as a huge fan of Harry Potter, I was delighted. So many Harry Potter connections, but I completely understand. If you've never seen a Harry Potter movie, and even if you've seen Fantastic Beasts 1, you're like, wow, what's that? Who's that? What's that? There's too many references for a casual person who watched maybe 2 or 3 Harry Potter movies, or maybe not even a single one. This movie is kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And I completely get it. But as a fan and as somebody who's seen all the Harry Potter movies multiple times, I like this movie. And the more I rewatch it, the more I like it. There are some like plot lines that I would just be, I don't care. And but I like this movie a lot. It's epic. I like Johnny Depp. I think he did a really well performance and portrayed this menacing but at the same time calm bastard. I really like his portrayal of Grindelwald. I think he's doing a really good job at it. I know a lot of people, and there's been a lot of controversies behind the scenes about him and all. I'm not gonna go into that. But I like this movie more than the first one. And I like Jude Law as Dumbledore. I think that's perfect casting. I like all the references. But I will say, if the third one, when the third one comes out, because it is in production, I think it's filming already. If it doesn't resolve a lot of stuff that has been said and done in this one, it's gonna get even more convoluted, and it's gonna get convoluted even for me. Because I will be completely honest, when I saw this movie for the first time, I was kind of confused. I understood a lot of stuff, but I had to rewatch it to be completely sure that I didn't miss anything. And if you're not a Harry Potter fan, I completely understand you were, what was that? But enough of me rambling. This is better than Fantastic Beasts 1, so for that reason it goes in B. So this was my Harry Potter ranking tier list, however you want to call it. This franchise is my favorite franchise. It always gonna be my favorite franchise. It made me want to be a filmmaker, and I always said if I ever get an Oscar for directing, I'm gonna thank my parents for always supporting me. I'm gonna thank Daniel Radcliffe for being Harry Potter, and I will thank J.K. Rowling for writing this stuff, because without that I would be a plumber probably. or and not that it's anything wrong with being a plumber, but I would never look at movies like I look at them right now. And thanks to Harry Potter, this is my life goal, to be a director and maybe one day even make a Harry Potter movie. I'm not gonna do a remake ever, not a chance. I despise the idea of remaking Harry Potter, even though I know someday it's gonna happen. I don't know why, but it's gonna happen because we are remaking every single shit that was popular in Hollywood. So now we are remaking everything from the 70s and 80s and 90s. When I'm 45, we're gonna remake everything from the 10s and 20s of the 21st century. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, share this video all over the place, click that bell icon to get notified when I upload. Can we get 1,000 subscribers till the end of August? Let's do it. You can do it. We can do it. Everybody can do it. And I will be very happy. And that's gonna be it. I see you next time. Bye.